After the pass, Aldridge committed the offensive foul.
On the dump down, backline defense there, waiting for him, able to draw the contact.
8th turnover for Butler in this first half. Under 4 minutes to play. Dower back to Pangos. Shot clock at 10. Pangos uses that dribble, draws another foul. So when we come back to Spokane, Kevin Pangos having a big first half will be at the free throw line. His Gonzaga Bulldogs lead by 12. All right, we'll look forward to that. Gonzaga here at home with a 34-22 lead against Butler. 3:34 to go in the first half. A couple of those unbeaten teams playing tonight. The full list of the remaining unbeatens here in Division I.
2 of them coming out of the Big 12, 2 of them out of the Big East, and Indiana, Murray State. And I really think you look at Baylor as a team that is just going to get better and better throughout the course of the season. I think they're starting to settle down at the point guard position. They know where Scott Drew wants to go, and Perry Jones is playing at such a high level right now, and the toughness that he showed at BYU going down late in that game, coming back and making plays. I think Baylor is a team to keep an eye on that's outside of that top 5 teams right now that's still undefeated.
And we'll see them on Friday on ESPN from Las Vegas take on an improving West Virginia team that's played well. That should be a real interesting matchup. Kevin Pangos at the free throw line. He's had a big first half for Gonzaga. Makes them both. More pressure. Butler has struggled with this pressure. A near turnover there. Hopkins passed up the jumper. Got a contested 2 from offensive rebound. Butler will reset.
And why do you pressure? Well, early in the game, a lot of the dribble handoff action got Butler going offensively. You pressure to try to speed them up and get them out of their comfort zone. And they've been successful, not on that possession, but overall they've been successful holding them to below, again, 50% shooting.
That was more of a comfortable look for Butler. Gonzaga with the ball. Now a steal. Aldridge comes away with it. Jackson Aldridge, the freshman from Australia.
Good aggressive moves by Butler. Last 2 possessions coming out of the timeout, not settling for perimeter shots, attacking the paint. Especially when Robert Sacre is not in the game. You realize not a great shot blocker on the floor.
Landry Eddy feeds Dower on the post against the double team. You see the nice soft touch for the big man.
So quick on his release. Ball hits his hands. He's looking to score each and every time.
Still kind of a role player with Gonzaga. Has a chance, though, to be a star. From too strong on the 3. Strong rebound. Pangos got knocked down. Now a scramble for it and a jump ball. It'll stay with Gonzaga.
Ball actually bounced off the back foot of Pangos as we see him come up the floor. He's going to cross over, step on the foot of Jones, and that ball literally comes off the back of his left leg, and great hustle by Woods to dive on it and force the held ball.
Shot clock at 25 now. Joey Bell been quiet in this first half. Eddy. Nice rebound. Norrid. Ronald Norrid outlets it to Jackson Aldridge, who stumbles, falls, and travels.
Just going faster mentally than his body can go. And a lot of times you see that you catch the ball on the outside, you're in such a hurry to try to make a play. You see something there and the ball just doesn't stay with you.
Drag a ball on the perimeter.
Good shoulder recovery by Butler on that high ball screen.
They show a lot of those fundamentals that make them such a good defensive team. Eddy Tough shot. And a wild rebound caroms to Butler.
Really good possession defensively that time for Butler.
Woods down low. From scores again. And a timeout for Mark Few and Gonzaga.
And Dave, to me, you watch Butler at that end of the floor. If they could consistently, and that's the big question with this team, is consistently can they give that kind of effort at that end? When they do, and they get stops, and they force you to take bad shots, that's how you create offense for yourself if you're a Butler team that isn't as good as a shooting team as we've seen over the last couple of seasons.
Timeout here, 10-point lead for Gonzaga. Christmas Day just a few days away, and what a day it'll be for the NBA. 5 different games for you, including the defending champion Mavericks at home against the Heat at 2:30 Eastern on ABC. Bulls Lakers at 5 Eastern also on ABC. Then the nightcaps on ESPN, Orlando and Oklahoma City. The Clippers with all the buzz around that team in Golden State coming up on Christmas Day.
Mark Jackson makes his debut as the head coach of the Golden State Warriors. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson. Very good offensive team. It'll be fun to watch them go against the Clippers. And the buzz in LA, it is amazing. I've never seen a quicker shift in one town after an exhibition preseason game than from last night to today.
It's all about the Clippers today. Dower left alone, missed the shot.
He went to his left instead of finishing with his right. He should have gone right up, just laid it in with his right hand. Instead, he tries to reverse it.
In transition, no good on the 3, and there's Elias Harris again with a rebound. Pangos, baseline. Pangos, offensive foul.
Pangos turns the corner. Help side defensive rotation sliding over. Butler starting to pick up the intensity at the defensive end of the floor.
That secondary defender from supposed to be entirely outside that 3-foot restricted area. The paint there is new to college basketball this year. The help side defender has to be entirely out of that in order for the call to be charged. Eric Fromm got his first start here tonight and has played well. The shot clock still a tiny difference, and now they just turn it off.
For a first half where we've seen 9 turnovers for Butler, they have got it going a little bit offensively here in the last couple of minutes. They tightened this game back up to a 10-point differential. And the one thing you know about Butler, they're not going to go away. Clear example of that was Saturday against Purdue.
Need to get a shot off here. Final 5 seconds. Fumble for it. Mike Hart rips it away. And Gonzaga can't quite heave one up. But good defense from Gonzaga, and they'll maintain the 10-point lead.
Well played first half. Balance from the inside. They shot it well from the outside. 50% from behind the arc in the first half. 52% overall shooting the game so far for Gonzaga. They've been in a pretty good rhythm.
Our halftime score, Gonzaga 38, Butler 28. Let's go to Jonathan Coachman and Jay Williams with the Kay Jewelers halftime report. Welcome back to ESPN's Holiday Hoops, presented by Kay Jewelers from Spokane. Start of the second half, Gonzaga with the 38-28 lead against Butler. And welcome back, Dave Fleming and Sean Farnham with you from the Kennel. Sean, Butler, one of the best defensive teams in college basketball, and yet Gonzaga with a really impressive first half. What was the key to Gonzaga's offensive success?
Well, it's playing off their interior presence. It was clear that the focus is to try to take Robert Sacre out of his game, but it's very difficult to do because of how he's able to gain post position in the middle of the paint. Let's go inside the play and see how Robert's able to accomplish it. Up the floor, Robert Sacre does a great job just duck moving and ceiling inside. It makes it easy to dump it down. Only 2 shot attempts, though, in the first half for Robert Sacre. He's garnered a lot of attention. So what does that do for his teammates? As we watch it right here, freeze it right here, guys. Look at the attention that Robert Sacre is going to get defensively. As Kevin Pangos is going to get this ball, a wide open lane creates right down the middle of the floor, and he's able to finish. So even when Robert Sacre doesn't have his hands on the ball, he's able to affect the game in a positive manner for his team.
And a big reason why, as we check out the first half stats, Gonzaga shooting 52% success from the outside, and they've taken better care of the ball than Butler, showing off their depth with the bench scoring as well.
Of course, Pangos didn't just do it inside. He also was able to stretch it from the outside. 2 of 3 from behind the arc. 12 points to lead all scorers in the first half.
So Butler has the ball as the second half gets underway from the Kennel. Butler's played well after the intermission, really all season long. Butler's been a good second half team.
In the last 5 games, they have outscored their opponents by an average of 10 points in the second half. The differential in this one, 10 points. So if you're Mark Few and you take your team back in the locker room, you're telling them, hey, look, Butler is not going to go away. They are going to fight. They are going to scrap their way and try to get back into the game, just as they did Saturday against Purdue. And for Brad Stevens, say, hey, guys, we've been here before.
This would be another big win for Butler if they could complete a similar kind of comeback. Quick foul against Gonzaga, so a fresh shot clock just 10 seconds into the half. Butler will set up their half-court offense. 2 programs that have had incredible success in the last decade from non-powered conferences going head-to-head tonight, and there's a good start for Butler in the second half.
I have been surprised with how with such ease Butler's been able to drive and get a piece of the paint and score. Gonzaga's got to do a much better job containing the dribble on the outside.
Harris himself in the paint draws a foul. He'll go to the free throw line.
Butler's now made 10 out of the last 16 field goals that they have attempted dating back to the first half.
Elias Harris had 10 points in the half, a couple of rebounds as well, played well. Gets the shooter's roll on the first free throw. Mike Hart with the offensive board. Sacre, 3rd chance. There's Elias Harris. And good hustle by Gonzaga to keep possession.
You're right, Dave. I mean, those are the little things at the end of the game you check back on as a coach when you're watching film and say, guys, this is a great possession for us. 2nd and 3rd opportunities to score.
Trying to capitalize on those opportunities here. Shot clock under 10. Pangos. Marshall helps out. Pangos with a tough bounce pass. It goes off of Butler out of bounds, but just 3 seconds on the shot clock.
So now you're going to have to look for a quick hitting play. 2 options is to try to get the ball in and set an immediate screen for Pangos, and then they make the switch. Now you're going to try to get the ball in the hands of Pangos.
Instead, Sacre from long distance, air ball, and the shot clock goes off. That's a violation. Gonzaga turnover.
And Butler gets after you in the second half, takes away options for you. Do a good job bodying up, and that's just a great defensive possession. After giving up a 2nd and 3rd opportunity, they still walk away with 0 points for Gonzaga.
And that's been the foundation for Butler's program, their defensive success. On offense this time, Ronald Norred hands off to Jones. Eric Fromm taking it up against the shot blocker, was rejected. A partial deflection by Sacre. Harris in transition, floats it in, but an offensive foul. Wave off the basket.
It's Marshall that steps right in and takes it on the chest. Butler will get back into ball games by their effort and focus on the defensive end. Remember, they held Purdue for almost 9 minutes without a made field goal and only 2 made free throws during that stretch.
They love to run this weave kind of action on the perimeter on offense. From the corner, his 3 is good.
Weave action can be so good for you, making your outside defensive players pinch in and try to show. That's what happened on that possession.
Eric Fromm averaging 3 points a game. He's got 10 already in this one. And Fromm comes up with the steal. So Butler